How are you? And welcome to today's tutorial where we are going to continue with the previous tutorial on Excel. That is the use of Excel to make a template or Excel sheet that will automatically calculate and analyze the scores or the marks of the student. And in our last week tutorial, we made something like this. We saw how we can use VLOOKUP formula to calculate the grades for each subject. We saw also how we could do the total marks, how we could calculate the average, and also how we use VLOOKUPs to get the average grade, and then also to use the formula rank to calculate the position of the students, use VLOOKUP again to calculate the marks. That was done automatically. The work of the teacher is just to input the score and the Excel will do the rest. In our today's tutorial, we want to look at how we can use an Excel function called COUNTIF to count the number of grades per every subject. We want to know how many A's we have in mathematics, how many B's, how many C's, D's and E. So without wasting time, let's go. And we are going to use a formula called COUNTIF. You say is equals to, then you write COUNTIF, and then we are asked to provide the range, the criteria, where the range is where we have the grades for mathematics, and the criteria is that we need A for this cell. So you come here and say that it's equals to count if the range now is for mathematics. We look at grades, so the range is that to here. Then you put a comma. Then the criteria is that we need an A. So the Excel will look into this column, and wherever there is an A, it will count the number of A's and give us the feedback in a particular cell. So we use opening speech marks like that. Then you write A, you put the speech marks again, then you close, and then you press enter. So we can see from mathematics here, you come to maths here, we have two A's. We have A for Damaris, we have A for Joseph, which is correct. Now, we want to apply this formula close here. So we have to make this range absolute reference. So by you press the function key in Windows and then F4. Then you press enter. So you can see we have two A's. But if you apply it across like that, you find everything is 2. This is because it is still counting A's. So we have to click into cell where we have B here and come and change. Instead of A here, you delete and you replace with the B. Then you press enter. So we have 6 B's. Same to C. Press A, you delete, put a C. Then you press enter. We have 2 D's. Then for that one also, put a D. Then you press enter. Then we have 0 D's. And for E again, replace A with E. Then you press enter. We have 0 E's. If you go back to the mathematics column, you can see we don't have any D. We don't have any E. So that means our formula is working. If you change any marks here, for example, if we come to June, June is having 75 in mathematics, and if we put 56, that will be a C. See what will happen. The number of C's will be 3, and the number of B's will reduce to 5. Can we try that? So let us put 56 here. If you click outside, you can see automatically B's has reduced to 5 and C's has increased to 7. Let's return it to where we had 75. And you see again, it will change. B's become 6 and C become that one. Now, for English and the rest is equals to COUNTIF. Double click this one. Then the range here, we go to the English grades, which is here. Then we make it an absolute reference by pressing the function key and then F4. Then you put a comma again, and then the criteria this time round is we need an A for English. Then you close the bracket and press enter. So we have 2 A's. Now because it is absolute reference, we can apply it across like that and just change click where we expect to count the number of bees, then you change here and replace with B, then press enter. Come to where we have C, replace A with C, then you press enter. Then where we have D, replace A with D, then press enter. Then where we have E, replace it again like that with E, and then you press enter. We can see we have one E in English, 0 D minuses, D play. So if you come to the column for grades for English, you will check we don't have any D, but we have E for June. June has one E, that's why it is counted here. Let's check also for Swahili, which is equals to count if, which is equals to count if. Double click that, the range, come to the column for Swahili here, then select the grades up to down here, and then make it an absolute reference by pressing the function key and F4, then put a comma, then opening quotation marks like that, and then put an A. You do it again, you close the bracket and press enter. And we can see we have 4 A's in Kiswahili. So because we've made it an absolute reference for the range, you can just drag it and apply it across like that. So you see it is counting false because if you click cell B, or the cell where we expect to count the number of B's, we are still, the formula is still referring to, it's just replace it with it like that, then press enter. You will see it has changed. For C, replace also, write C here, then press enter. Then for D, replace also here, write D, D, then you press enter. And then for E, you also replace it here, write E, then you press enter. And you can see now we have 4 A's in Kiswahili and 1 D. You come here and check for the grade for Kiswahili. We have 1 A, we have 4 A's, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Damaris, and D is 1 only. Let's finish by looking at the integrated science. Integrated science, so is equals to count if, is equals to count if. Then the range here is come to the grades for integrated science and drag it like that. Then we lock this one, make it absolute reference. Then you put a comma, then speech marks A, speech marks, and then you close the brackets and press enter. We have 4 A's. Now apply it across like that. Then click the cell where you expect to count the number of B's and change this A to B. Then you press enter. Then change this one to C. Then press enter. Then change this one to D. Change that one to D. And then you press enter. And lastly, change E. Make it E here. Then you press enter. We don't have any E, but we have 1 D and 1 C. If you check on the integrated science here, you see we have 1 C here and we have 1 D here. And we have how many A's? For the integrated science, we have 4 A's. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is how you can count the number of grades. This formula comes in handy when you have very many students, you cannot do it manually. The last part of this tutorial is want to use filter function here, where we can type the expectations. You see in our remarks here, we have the expectation. You would like to know how many students met the expectations, how many students exceeded the expectations, how many students are approaching expectation. So it is very simple. You cannot count it manually when you have a lot of students. So we want to make this table down here to count for us using a formula. So we will have to use this cell here, which is L26. L26. Put our expectation here. And the Excel will filter the student and give the list of those students who met that particular expectation. So this is very simple. We are going to use the filter function. Come to the first column here and say is equals to filter. Is equals to filter. Then the array. This is the table we are going to filter all the way from the name here, all the way to here. To the, that is the array. Then you put a comma, then include. After looking into all this information, what we are interested in is the expectation column. So select the expectation column here. Then that expectation should be equal to what we write in this particular cell here. So you write that one, then you close your brackets and you press enter. So you can see we are greeted by this because this one is empty. But if you write meeting here, meeting expectation, and you click outside, you can see all those students who met the expectation have been listed here. There are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Ian, Jane, George, Kamau, and Dennis. If you write exceeding expectation here, exceeding, those who are exceeding expectation, and you click outside, we can see we have only 4 students who have exceeded expectation. That is Joseph, Tom, Mary, and Damaris. If we want to know those students who need assistance, those ones who are approaching, just type approaching here, type approaching, and when you click outside, you will see it's only one student who needs assistance. That is, she is approaching expectation, and that is John. In our next tutorial, we are going to test our Excel sheet to see if it is automatically calculating the grades, the position, and filtering. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Bluetooth 254. Be notified wherever we upload any new video. Big up and thank you very much. Let's meet in the next tutorial.